Yo guys, welcome back to a new video on Prem Daily. Uh, but before we go into it, I just want to say make sure you subscribe and also drop us a follow on TikTok and Instagram at Prem_Daily1 or just Prem Daily. But anyways, today the video is the best player in the Prem at every age, from the age of 18 all the way to the age of 38. So let's not mess about anymore and let's get straight into it. So I won't be including players who were on the verge of leaving or have left, and I won't include new signings as well, unless if they've joined a Prem club to another Prem team. So, at the age of 18, I have gone for Evan Ferguson. From Brighton. I mean, good young striker last season and his breakthrough at Brighton, and we know he's the future of Republic of Ireland as a national team. And he also got praised by Kylian Mbappe at the age of 18. Which is a joke, but a really good talent. And yeah, now at number 19, at the age of 19, is Alejandro Garnacho, who it gets compared to Ronaldo, but last season, what season he had. And yeah, he's one of the best wonder kids out there, people would say, and has the brightest future. But yeah, regular links to Ronaldo and Messi, and one of the best wonder kids out there. But I think ages 18 and 19 were pretty easy, but now let's go to age 20 where it gets a little bit difficult, where there's more names to consider, but I have gone for Levi Colwill. So, maybe a bit of recency bias here, but he did manage to win the Euros with England under 21s without conceding 0 goals that whole tournament. And yeah, clubs like Liverpool have been interested, but Chelsea are holding on to him. And at just the age of 20, he's worth 40 million, people are saying. So yeah, he has the potential to be England's best centre back, the number one centre back in a few years. So that is why he is top, but a special mention to Harvey Elliott as well. So now, age of 21, Bukayo Saka, who, I mean, this one's pretty easy. Last season, one of the best players in the Prem, first team regular for England, but he carried an Arsenal team. Once he carried, but was one of the main players of an Arsenal team that were challenging for the title. And as well, one of the best right wingers in the league. So for that reason, he is the best player at 21. Now next up at age 22 is, there's so many good players at 22, but Erling Haaland, one of the best players in the world, has to be there. I mean, last season broke the record of 36 goals with one season, but he had one of the best seasons we've ever seen before. Won the treble, obviously, at Man City. So for that reason, he is the best player at 22. There's a lot of good players like Martinelli, like players like that, the Martinellis, Enzo Fernandez's, players like that who are good talents as well, but Erling Haaland is one of the best in the world at the moment. So now, age of 23, and this one was close, and I want to give a mention to Julian Alvarez, who won 4 trophies last season and was outstanding for Man City considering he was a bench player. And you've also got Phil Foden there, who I don't think had his best season last season, but still has to be given a shout out. But I have decided to put Reece James there because I think even he had a season full of injuries. I think when he's at his best, he's one of the best right backs in the world and one of the best right backs in the Prem. So for that reason, I think I base this one off if they're all at the best, and Reece James is one of the best right backs in the world when he is that, and I think he is the best player at the age of 23 at his best. So now then, at the age of 24, we have got our first tie, should we say, and it is Martin Odegaard and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Because I think these two are the best and both on a level with each other. I'll probably edge it out for Trent a bit more because, I mean, when Trent's his best, he's the best right back in the world, could even be the best midfielder in the world. But I've decided to go for both because of how well Odegaard did last season with Arsenal. So now at 25 is Marcus Rashford. This one was pretty easy, to be fair. Rashford, great season last season with Man United and being really Man United's go-to man last season. So this one was pretty easy for me. So yeah, 25, Marcus Rashford. Now at the age of 26 is Ruben Diaz. Manchester City have quite a lot of names on here because of this, but the number one centre back, Ruben Diaz. Yeah, you can really see when he isn't in Manchester City's team the difference it makes. But yeah, a very very talented player when he's at his best, and to think that he's only 26 is a joke because the way he plays, he's experienced, and yeah, only 26. I was surprised by this one, but once again, a no-brainer to put Ruben Diaz in at 26. And now we quickly move on to age 27, and it is Rodri. Once again, like I said about Manchester City players being in here, and Rodri won them the Champions League final, but he just plays the basics, Rodri does. And that's what makes him such a good player. And last season, he started to chip in with a few more goals as well. And yeah, special player. And I don't think that decision for me is pretty tough for 27 after Rodri. You would say probably at the moment the best CDM in the Prem, apart from Casemiro probably. So yeah, Rodri is in at age 28. So I want to give a special mention to Alexander Mitrovic for this one. But it's Bruno Fernandes. We know when he's at his best what he can do to teams, but I think recently, well, last season, he's just had an attitude problem, and I think that does affect his game. But yeah, still a good player to watch, and I mean, I think when he's at his best, he gets in anyone's team. So we now move on to the age of 29, and it is Harry Kane, who I know he might be leaving, but it's not close to being done, I don't think so. Harry Kane, one of the best strikers, England's all-time top goal scorer, but if he stays in the Prem, he'll probably become an all-time Prem top goal scorer. So 29 was a no-brainer. And now we go into 30, where I've decided to put Alisson Becker, who, me as a Liverpool fan watching him play a season, he was probably our best player. And I do think he is the best keeper in the world. So there wasn't really a lot of competition in this one for Alisson Becker. So for that reason, it's him. Now 31, and there's so many good players, but I've gone for a tie between Kevin De Bruyne, Van Dijk, and Mohamed Salah. 3 players in which will get in anyone's squad in the world, and have been the 3 best players in the Prem now consistently for 5 or 6 years. But yeah, shout out to Casemiro with this one, but because he's only had 1 year in the Prem, I've decided to just go for these 3. And Salah, we know, great player. De Bruyne, also great player. And Van Dijk, who, when he's at his best, he was 8 votes off winning the Ballon d'Or. So, yeah. Now 31, and there wasn't a lot of options, surprisingly, but there was an option that stood out, and that is one player who has left the Prem, but I'm still going to put him in there, and it's Ilkay Gundogan, who only plays at the end of the season, it's true, but last season he carried Man City in the last few months, if you ask me. He had a brilliant season, his best season so far, and he is a leader in an outstanding Man City team. So he has left the Prem, but I'm still keeping him in here. 33, and it is Kyle Walker. So once again, there wasn't a lot of options really for 33, and Kyle Walker has been in the Prem for most of his career at Tottenham, then to Man City, and this one was pretty easy. He's been England's best defender probably since Gareth Southgate's arrival, but he might be on the verge of leaving, but still, I think I just couldn't miss him out of this in the 33-year-old age bracket. 34. So at age 34, I've gone for Willian from Fulham, but we know he's at Chelsea with 34 playing in the Prem, and he's still doing well at Fulham. Still tricky to play against, and he isn't at the level that he was at Chelsea, but still, playing very well at the age of 34. And then last up is the last bracket. I've gone for 35 plus, but I also want to give a shout out to Ashley Young in this one. But yeah, I have gone for Thiago Silva at the age of 38, who doesn't seem to age at all, and outstanding since he came to the Prem. Chelsea's best centre back, you would say, still. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also give us a follow on the socials, and